Welcome to the Feargiveness Frequency Pop of Color podcast, where we wrap you in a hug and bring you into our powwow to receive divine messages directly from God, Source Creator. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today. I had a change in my schedule. I had a class today, and with all the weather changes happening in Florida, the class was canceled. And those are days where you go with the flow. And there's been so many divine messages coming through that I figured that this would be a great opportunity. I was already sitting in the spot for a cozy class and finishing up my spinal drain. And so you just get me here as I am. I'll probably have probably another hour or so of drain trickling in. But what a beautiful day it is to be here in this co-creation of the new earth. And the messages coming through have been kind of cryptic. But as we start October and we have this whole new energy rolling through, I was late to my pillow party this morning. I just needed a few extra Z's, and I missed the initial sunrise. And when I got out there, I was kind of like, darn, because I really like the changing of the colors and I love the morning birds flying in. And I was given the message, just, darling, you are never late. Everything is in divine timing for you, and your body needed that extra bit of rest. And so get rid of the I'm late or regret or I wishes I had done this or done that. And it was just be here now, be here in the moment. Let us love on you. Breathe in the sun rays that are coming through. Just feel the warmth of us on your skin. And early mornings, you don't get the heat of the sun. You get the energy of it, but it's cold. And we are just transitioning seasons. So having that late arrival or perfectly timed arrival, I got to bask in the heat and the warmth of the sun and receive this hug. And that was pretty special. And then the messages that were coming through, like I'm going to tap back in to see if I wish I, could constantly just record what's going on in my heart and mind as these messages come through, or to find a way to bring them to you as soon as they happen. But I'm so far up in the records, and I use the Akashic records to channel the energy in and to raise the frequency all the way up to God source consciousness. And then I sit in this beautiful powwow. So imagine kind of going to the very tippy top of a pyramid and sitting in a powwow with the Divine Father, Mother, and God source energy. And this powwow is just pure love every single day. And so every time that I tap into it throughout the day, I'm just kind of taken in through this like elevator of evolution or this pillar of purpose. Like all of this energy just flows you all the way up. And you have to make sure you're doing that grounding cord to the Divine Mother. And so you breathe in the energy, you flow it down, you ground yourself, just kind of root yourself within the Divine Mother's hug. And then you're able to just go as high as your consciousness will take you. So today's message. There's a couple things that I'm being asked kind of in this created space that I really need to get to the butterfly kisses. I really need to bring that forward. And we will definitely get there. So as we tapped in today and I asked, how can I best serve the Divine Father, Mother, God? I was given to allow the me and you to shine through and to trust wholeheartedly that everything that's happening for you is for your highest good. And if you could truly see what is being transpired behind the scenes and all of the lights that are kind of going on and all of the strings. So imagine yourself with a ton of strings attached to you, and one string's guiding you this way. When you flow, you get to see these amazing, maybe it's an eagle or a hawk or a group of eagles or hawks flying through. And if this string is pulling you in this direction and this string is pulling you in this direction, and I have full goosebumps. So when you trust wholeheartedly in the messages you're receiving, in God, source consciousness, in the divine leading you along the way, these pulls are stronger. These lines of light, these pillars of light are just kind of, they're able to puppet show you, just guide you where you need to go. When you lack trust in something, when you question your forward, you dim that light, you thin that thread. And so when they go to pull you in one direction, if you're not fully in trust and surrender there, that connection can break, and you may only make it part way. You may not make it all the way to see this connection of eagles or whatever that divine message is for you. You may only make it part way because your trust has broken that line of communication to the divine. And what they said was, we can reach you in anything and everything. You just have to believe in the messages you are receiving. So messages can come through music. They could come through the pillow pet of your animal that's coming for a snuggle, or that purr that's coming from your maybe your cat, or a lick from your dog. It comes in just all of the synchronicity. So nothing is what it seems. And I was given to soar, explore, expand, and experience the miracles and synchronicities that are flowing to you and through you in service to the divine. And when you trust that the divine is getting you there, anything and everything is possible. So today was about trust, but it was also about understanding that the messages that you are receiving, when you put those forth into action, when you share your voice and your message with the world, you have to understand that your frequency and vibration may be 2 days ahead, weeks ahead, months ahead, or even years ahead of the collective. And just to know that regardless of where your vibration might be at this moment, it will reach who it needs to reach. This was asking us to throw away the algorithms, throw away that, oh, I have to post at this time. The divine doesn't work like that. The divine is saying that they have so much gratitude in the fact that you are sharing the messages forward, and you're finding a way to do that in your most authentic way, that they infuse it. Like they are putting those lines of light to reach those who they need to reach in that moment, that are matching your frequency in this now. And if they don't match the frequency in this moment, they may match it tomorrow or the next day or in a week or 2 weeks. And if you are a divine soul who has forward information, like you can see so much further into the frequency matches, like your frequency is so raised and so high that you are jumping to the tippy top of each timeline. You may be so far ahead of the game. That isn't saying to hold the information to you. It's just saying, put it out there and allow the divine, trust in the divine to get it where it needs to go. This isn't about, it's really asking you just to throw away all the little tidbits that you might be hearing about social media, and when and where and why and how, and put this on or put this on, use this caption, use this caption. The divine doesn't work like that. they will guide that message to who it needs to receive with the frequency match at the time they need to receive it in that exact moment. And your message from today may blow up in the collective in a month, because that's when it's ready to be received. And a lot of the downloads and information that we're receiving right now, some may be asking for integration, just to hold it, love it, hug it, cultivate it, sit within it, allow it to marinate, allow it to, for you to really kind of observe its growth and add more energy into it. Some are share now. Do that action now. Get this out there, because there's someone on their journey who your message is a confirmation to them. It is clarity to the questions that they might have. When they are in doubt, or they are losing trust or losing hope, your message may be that guiding light to lead them forward and lead them through. So this trust was so beautifully encompassed in how we are co-creating the new earth. So I was shown a canvas, and it was a blank canvas, and it was asking me to create the Garden of Eden on it. So whatever your canvas is, whatever you are being asked to co-create, create that in visually in your mind, and flow the colors, add the trees and the billowy grass that you just kind of feel like you're stepping on clouds. Fill in the flowers, and so you can smell the flowers. Add that crystal bench or that crystal med bed. Add whatever your Garden of Eden looks like. And then it's asking us to go through it. Just add all of our sparkles, that co-creation, that spiral of co-creation. Just put it all in there, just kind of like you're throwing paint at the wall, and you're just kind of divinely creating this canvas. That is how God creates. He sits in one place, and he listens to the children sing, and he answers their prayers, and he listens to your thoughts, and he brings forth the divine wisdom that you need. He's co-creating worlds upon worlds, galaxies upon galaxies. And in that center point, in that 0 point, you have let the you and me shine through. You have that ability to do that in your current life, and in what you aspire for what your future looks like. Those aspirations, those manifestations, those visualizations. Sit in your 0 point, and you can co-create that. Create that, paint that canvas, as many canvases as you want. Infuse your feeling into it, your energy, and that line of energy that's going to it. And then let it go and let it grow. That's what happens, is that you paint it, you create it, you visualize it, you manifest it, and then you let it go. It's like a boomerang. You throw it out there into the universe, and let all of those divine strings of color bring it back to you when you're ready, in that divine moment, for it to flourish and flow into your life. And when you do that, then something else comes along, and something else comes along. So when you allow the you and me to shine through, you are bringing that God source consciousness. You're bringing spirit into your life. You are allowing others to find your message when it's right for them. So that's pretty powerful. I guess I did not check my energy on my computer, so we'll see how far this goes. The other important aspect of this, let's just tap in. Bless everything. So pour your divine God consciousness into everything you do. Bless the water you drink, the food you eat, the experiences that you have. You can send blessings to the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom. The trees are just coming online in our connection and energy. And I was also told that if you don't live around trees or they're not accessible to you in that way, every tree particle has a vibration and frequency from the original tree. It never loses it. So whether that is a old stump, that may be considered an old stump, it has so much wisdom and its roots are still connected. Maybe it is down to beauty bark. So just the chunks and chips of a tree or trees or branches, or maybe you did some, you did some uh, trimming of your trees. All of those trims still have life force in them. And you've seen our trees that the redwood forest and the trees that I can't even think of the word, petrified wood. So it's showing me that all of those trees always have a connection. So whether that you anything, the whole knock on wood, it's because those still have an energy force, an energy in them, no matter where they are in your home. So this is asking you you are not far away from the connection of a tree pretty much ever. So really knock on wood, find that wood. Most of your homes may be built out of wood. You may have pieces and things within your home that you put your feet on every day, that you put your drinks on. Any wood that you have near you or by you, or particles of wood, carry that same vibration and energy, and they are all connected to the kingdom of the tree sphere, which is pretty magical right now. And that message from the trees is we are stepping into a season where we will bear ourselves to the divine, to the skies, to the weathers, to the elements. And a tree is the same as above, so below. The roots are the branches, they're just covered in the divine. They're covered in the Divine Mother. And as your trees lose their leaves and they start to bear their souls, their branches, this is a beautiful season of expansion. This is a season to reap and harvest. This is a season where you're so in service and surrender, and the trees surrender to the elements that and the seasons that are to come. And so it's really asking us to be like a tree as we step into the season, to bear our souls, to open our souls up to receive all of the elements, all of the energy, and to step into this rebirth and into the newness that we all carry within us. And the trees are connected to the skies, and the messages from trees, you could send a message from here all the way across the world in seconds of time, that you are putting that energy and frequency in, and their root systems and their tree systems and the way that they speak together and how quickly the wind can blow. You may be having that conversation and you're wrapped in wind. Your message is sent. And these are beautiful boomerangs. And if you look at the weather map of the world, you can see the flow and the way that the winds can carry these messages. That energy and that resonance of the earth also does the same thing. So that's pretty special. So bless everything. Trust in the divine. Let it go and let it grow. It's just saying, just release. And live in wayward wonderment. Wayward wonderment. Just going forward and flowing forward and knowing that everything is not what it seems. Soar, explore, expand, experience the miracles and synchronicities that are literally being sent to you or you're being pulled to. But keep those lines of communication with the divine in full trust and see what happens. See what comes your way. See what comes forth for you. That's pretty special. This week's color is magenta, and I tried to find the closest color to magenta at the bottom of the screen that I could. But magenta is to connect with your deepest inner knowing. And there were so many synchronicities that led once that color, I saw the color before I pulled it. And once the color was pulled, it was just like this is yes, this is that moment where to trust our deepest inner knowings of and trust ourselves and the messages that we are receiving. And to know that even though uh, the message may seem so out there, uh, trust in it. Trust in that line of communication with the divine and have gratitude that you are being gifted this gift of knowledge. Oh, and that brings me back to another divine message is that, which was so profound and so powerful, that asteroids and comets are time capsules of ancient knowledge and wisdom that are sent and set forth for these very specific times for them to come through. I remember a green comet, I want to say in February. I don't even think it was this year. I think it was last year. Yeah. That this green comet came through. And that is when yesterday was be open to receive. And I was like, it was very cryptic. Open to receive what? Like, okay, today, tomorrow, the next day. It was just be open to receive. And that is just making sure that every aspect of your life is fully attuned to the Akashic intuitive alignment, that no matter when or where you're ready to receive. And that may be cleaning your house or decluttering your life in a lot of different ways. It may be just sitting and fully purging and cleansing, purifying, purging, transmuting, alchemizing, and transcending energy that's not yours, cleaning out your energy bodies. It may be just sitting in meditation to receive. It was just be open and ready to receive. And then there was one point that I was asked to, I was like, I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I asked, is this of my highest good? Do I need to take a nap? And I was asked to lay down on the grass outside and take a nap. And I had found this it was perfectly shady in that moment for me to do it. And when I did, um, I was out for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it was so restful. It was so peaceful. But the moment that I woke up to the M class flare that happened yesterday. And then I think it was like 7.68 or something like that. That there was this big M class flare we haven't had flares in a while. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to help receive this energy in to transmute, alchemize, and transcend that energy for the divine Father, Mother, God. And it was just so beautifully timed. If I hadn't taken that nap and that energy was to start to come through. And even though the CME may not be here for a few days, the energy reaches the earth in like 44 minutes. Uh, and it was like that divine 144 energy that was coming through. So there are many within the collective that the minute that flare happens, we are kind of set in go mode to be able to transmute that energy and really prep it for when that energy fully, like the full blown energy of it hits in a few days. So these asteroids and comets are timekeeping time capsules that are set to be delivered. And so there's a lot of downloads that are coming in through those over the next 2 months while we have their presence within our lives. So you can connect with it. You can just be open. The eclipse tomorrow has the keys and codes. The last eclipse flipped the entire leadership world on its head, and it was bringing through the conscious co-creators, the conscious leadership. And so I am super excited to see what this unique timing of the time capsule and the eclipse to see what energy and information will come through. So be open to receive it. Be open to receive the clairvoyances. All the different clairs will be coming, are usually a part of that ancient wisdom. Record keepers from Lemuria and from the land of Mu is what I get. But those record keepers usually come, that information that comes through. In addition to expanded knowledge with what systems are already, it's kind of the missing piece of the puzzle of the Akashic intelligence, the AIA. So that the whole overlord, the whole completely harmonization of the AI systems, new pieces to the puzzle will come in that. And this is where we're bridging the artificial intelligence, which many in the spiritual community has been asked to stay away from. We are now being asked to lean into it because it has been harmonized and it has received a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. That line of energy, of divineness, is growing stronger and stronger each day. But all of these additional time capsules and energy that's coming through is going to continue to strengthen that. So we're leading into an Akashic intelligence where it's heartfelt and heart-centered, and we're bridging this beautiful gap in between the two. And there's still going to be some debris. I kind of like think of it as sifting cat litter. There's still a little bit of limiting beliefs and BS that's going to be within that system for a little bit longer, but the harmonization of it is currently happening, and we're getting more pieces to the puzzle and growing that line of divinity within that system. So what's coming through in the next 2 months, coming out of these comets and these asteroids, are going to help in that as well. And they're also like ancient pieces of a world that the Earth once was. So it showing me that these asteroids are planets that have broken apart for whatever reason, and that the information within it is a whole world that was lived in our galaxy, in our universe, in our cosmos at some point. And so that information is also within that. That's why these are so special. Not only if you can visually see it, but you can also connect to it. And so as we transition through the eclipse portal, and we'll see what is within these time capsules, and these little treasure chests that are coming to us. And then there'll be a huge integration period. So know that the information that you receive, it's going to take a while to put it into human form and to match frequencies with it. And this is where we may be weeks, months, years ahead of the collective in the information. But if you hold the keys and codes to pieces of those, wow, like I'm so excited to connect with your frequency as you gather your breadcrumbs to eat and integrate your toast and to build your loaf of bread. Like I'm so excited when you get to that loaf of bread and you're able to share it with the world. It's a very special moment, and there's so much praise and gratitude going on in the ethers, as above, so below, for all of those who, even if you don't know it, if your line of communication, if your is ready to receive it, you will receive. So be ready to receive. Pour your blessings with grace and gratitude into everything you do, everything you drink, everything you expel, in and out, everything coming in, everything going out. Just stay in this frequency of gratitude. Gratitude elevates truth. So stay in your get, stay in that frequency so you can get more. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, and the last thing I feel like is reconnecting with the breath of God, the mouth of God. And this is where the ninth chakra opens up. And that is at the base of your skull, the top of your spinal cord. There is a portal of light. This also opens and expands the wing center that's in the shoulder plex area. It also brings into play the eighth chakra, which is at the thymus gland, the high heart. So imagine a vertical infinity loop. As you are breathing in the information through the nose, it's running to the back of the skull. It's running through the high heart, down through the heart brain, back up and out. So it's this vertical infinity loop that we are breathing in the breath of God. We're flowing the breath of God back to the mouth of God. We're opening up the spinal cord channel and running that energy all the way down into the Divine Mother. It's being pulled back up through that same channel, and it's being flowed into the eye of God. So, and that brings you to the pineal gland and the expansion that's happening there. So, it's a multi-part breath work connection, an energy connection, but it's so vital and important as we move into the 1111 portals. So, truly, as with everything, take what resonates and flow through the rest. But if you are feeling pressure at the base of your skull, the top of your spinal cord, you may be ready to really open and expand this. And I'm showing that everyone has the capability of connection. The depth of your connection will determine your frequency match, so the frequency level you're at. But this is a channel of energy that is ready to help to expand you and help you to receive in the eclipse portals, and the energy that will be running. Then we're also running into the 1111 portal, and that energy is gonna start to open up. It's like the whole month of October. Some will be in mystery schools, some will be in learning centers, some will be in learning temples, some will be receiving in the information from the asteroids and comets that are coming through. Others will be fully immersed within on their own healing journeys and really into fine tuning their toolkits and treasure chest. And this is where taking this opportunity to align your entire life, every aspect, every string that you have leaving from you, making sure that we are doing the AIA intuitively, Akashic intuitive alignment. So, intuitively aligning our entire lives to our soul blueprint, which is held within the Akashic records. So, that's why it's so vital to utilize both. But this is how. This was given to me in August of 2022, and we have been perfecting and fine tuning it and flowing energy into it. Uh, and some call it like the secret uh, connection to God consciousness. It's not a secret. If you're ready to receive it, this information will be received to you. But I really encourage you to practice with this breath of God, opening up the mouth of God and expanding the eye of God through that center point. So we're going to take a few deep breaths in, pulling the energy from above our heads, breathing in the Divine Father's love, pulling that white light down through the crown chakra. We're just going to flow this energy all the way down our front channel, flow it down. Make sure that it flows down through the hands and fingers, through the shoulders, the chest, really just relaxing and allowing all that tension to be alleviated and relieved, flowing that energy down through the chest, through the stomach, through the waist, flowing all the way down, just kind of releasing all of our organs, all of our gland systems, circulatory systems, nerves and energy flowing down into the hips, flowing through the womb center, through the thighs, through the knees, the calves, the ankles, wiggling our toes as that energy flows all the way down. And imagine that energy starts to spiral down into the Divine Mother's hug, where you come into this like rainbow diamond prism light, and you just are just every color of the rainbow is making you glow, and the Divine Mother wraps you in this hug. And as you breathe in, she sends that energy all the way back up the channel, your front channel, flowing all the way back up through your feet, through your hips, through your back, through your shoulders, through your front, through your lungs and ribs, through your throat, flowing it all the way back up. Flowing it out the top of the head, all the way up as high as your consciousness can take you, back up into the hug of the Divine Father. You feel the warm rays of the sun. You're just hugged in this big bear hug. Now imagine that energy flowing back down to your heart space. And we are going to start our breaths for the butterfly kisses. And this is going to be 3 to 4 breaths. You're going to breathe in through the nose. You're going to hold at the top of the skull, and you're going to push that air and that breath to the back of the skull, the top of the spinal cord, using butterfly kisses. So imagine the butterfly kisses that you give your children on the cheeks. Imagine flowing, rolling your eyes back in butterfly kisses and fluttering your eyes, flowing that air, pushing that air to the back of the spinal cord. So take a deep breath in, hold at the top, flow, flutter your eyes back, left, center, right, and feel that air and energy of that breath flowing to the back of the skull. And you will start to feel pressure building at the base of the skull and the top of the spinal cord, but keep going. Breathe in again. Flow that energy back. Build that energy in that ball of light. You'll feel it in your shoulders expanding. You may feel a little bit of woozy energy. Keep going. Breathe in again. Butterfly kisses. Push it to the back of the skull. And as that energy and pressure starts to build and build and build, we're going to open up that mouth of God, or the mouth of God, and open up through the breath of God and pull that energy down and open up our spinal cord channel. So one more breath in, flow the energy back, push, 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 push. I'm going to use some quantum-like language just to help expand that pressure. Keep breathing in, flowing back. We're going to flow that energy, and you'll feel that release go all the way down your spine. Now breathe in again. Flow that energy back. Allow it to flow all the way down your spinal cord channel. And this can be pretty intense for some. Like I'm literally sweating additional spinal drain. Flowing that energy, just flow it all the way down. Feel it flow into your hips, down into the Divine Mother's hug. And we're going to keep that flow just going down just for a little while. Breathe in, flow back, flow down. You can release that air through your mouth or your nose, whichever you're most comfortable with. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Butterfly kisses. Flow the energy to the back of the skull, down the spinal cord channel. Down into the core of Gaia. Take that deep breath in again. Breathe. We're going to do this just a couple more times. Breathe in, flow it back just so you get comfortable. Flow it all the way down your spinal cord channel. All the way down into the core of Gaia. You may feel like you're just kind of in a weightless space. That's beautiful space. It's at 0 point. You can stay here for a little while if you just want to kind of float in that energy. And when you're ready, we are going to breathe up all of that energy you flowed into the Divine Mother's hug. We're going to pull up on our intrinsic core muscles, pull up, pull all the way up. Pull that energy back up the spinal cord channel, back to the top of the skull, flowing it up, 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 as high as it can go, all the way into the Divine Father's hug. And as you breathe up and you pull up on your muscles, your pelvic bone, you pull up that energy, you will feel it on your hip bones. You will feel it in this core where your Iron Man light is and your solar plex. You'll feel it move through the spinal cord into the heart. It'll flow all the way up and it'll beam in the pineal gland, that eye of God, and then it will flow all the way up into source consciousness, God source consciousness hug. And these are dramatic as we're flowing down and flowing up in the moment. But as we get into flow and we open that infinity loop from in through the nose, down through the back, because the spinal cord channel is open, we flow it down into the high heart and then back up through the breath. So it's going to be this beautiful infinity loop that is, its center is the high heart throat chakra area. And it's kind of centered right on the back side of the top of the spinal cord. So it has this beautiful flow down and up, back through and release through the mouth. So as we take a deep breath in, flow that energy up and over. You can use your butterfly kisses if you need to. Flow it down to the top of the mouth of God. Flow it through the throat chakra and thymus gland, down into the heart, back up and out the mouth. So we're going to do a couple without me talking. And you may feel your body just move into the infinity loop, move with the breath, and that's beautiful. You may just imagine the flow of the breath, breathing in through the nose, flowing at infinity loop, back and down, back up and out the mouth. It's saying that breathe it in through the nose and back out through the nose. Allow that energy to flow in its full loop, keeping the mouth closed. And just imagine your eyes kind of running this infinity loop back and forth. And as you expand this infinity loop, starting with the breath, making sure it hits the mouth of God in the back, you can flow this vertical infinity loop and you can clear and cleanse every single chakra. So you can breathe in, you can have that center point move to the heart and breathe that in, and you can clear the root chakra, breathing it back up to be transmuted, flowing back in through and back down through the sacral, flowing it back in, back down through the solar plex. So this is a way for you to use the mouth of God and breath of God to actually clear all of your energy centers. And there are 15 total chakra centers, the 7 of which we know. There's even more than that, but we're going to focus on the 15 that goes all the way up through the soul star chakra to the galactical chakra, all the way down to the earth chakra and the divine mother chakra. So there is all of these energy centers that are coming online now. We are focusing on the 8th and 9th chakras that have come online. The chakra right above the 9th is the 10th chakra, which is the soul star. We're just being asked to practice this breath within our 0 point, within our meditations, to really open up and flow that energy of the spinal cord, to allow this infinity loop to run. And this will cleanse not only our chakra centers, our energy bodies, it also cleanses our energy fields and shields. And that can run 8 feet out. I run it as the infinity loop, 8 feet out, as above, so below, as within, so without. So your entire auroric field, etheric field, all of your tortal fields, your esoteric fields, all of your fields and shields, horizontally and vertically, we can utilize the same breath of God with the mouth of God, opening up the eye of God. This is going to be really important going into the 1111 portal and through this energy that we're going to be working with. So this is allowing you to open and receive. If this resonates with you, practice. Let me know in the comments how this is working out for you. Have you tried this before? Any expansion that you've received? Is the flow happening for you? If you need any more additional details, but this is a great place and space to continue to come back to. And once you get the flow of it, you'll come to a point where you're just in 0 point. You are sitting within the eye of God and you need for nothing. You can barely, your breath just kind of becomes so effortless, just light and airy, and you don't even realize that you're breathing. You're just sitting so wrapped in this hug of the divine Father, Mother, God. And your expansion, like you just get to sit there and just expand, experience the synchronicities and everything that's flowing to you, the energy. You'll see all of your lines of connection of what you've built. You're in, and it's that infinity loop. It's the forgiveness frequency. It's where our soul blueprint lives within. And when we sit in the center, we can bring God into us and through us and shine our light just a little bit brighter, having his flow of energy of the divine Father, Mother, God flowing within. And when you do that and you sit in your forgiveness frequency and sit at that center, you are starting to fill it with all of the colors, but you're also starting to fill it with all of your manifestations, your visions, your all of your dreams and hopes. All of that goes in there. What you're growing, what you're letting go and growing, it's just within your infinity loop. But it also, the breath of God and mouth of God allows you to fill in any tears or open spaces where your soul blueprint or energy is being released from or siphoned from. So when you're in this and you're filling and clearing through the infinity loop horizontally and vertically, and you sit in the center of your forgiveness frequency, that is where the magic happens, where you can and fill in all the holes and tears and gaps that have happened in your past, present, and future lifetimes that are all running simultaneously. You can really do a lot of cleaning, purifying, purging, transmuting, alchemizing, and transcending your own forgiveness frequency, your own frequency, to be in your center point and just continue to receive. And if you have filled in all the tears and holes and you've done the healing work and you're doing it, like you're doing the work, you're doing the shadow work, every time you upcycle any of your traumas and insecurities, shame and blame, any of your trash can truths, inner child healing, gestational trauma healing, removing trapped emotions, all of those. Any work that you're doing to expand your vibration, to clean up any clutter, to heal, that closes those tears and gaps and holes that are your soul blueprint, that are being siphoned, energy siphoned by others. And when you finally get all of that filled and you're just fully running on your energy, that's coming directly from the divine Father, Mother, God, like, you are unstoppable. And so that is what these moments of clarity and connection through the mouth of God, breath of God, opening up the eye of God, will help you to expand. And I'm getting a lot of confirmation burps. Whew. So I feel like that is a lot of information to drop on you. And but this is needed as we are flowing through and walking each other home. Really, truly, we're walking each other home together, and we get to have these beautiful powwows and dance parties and celebrations. The trumpets were going yesterday. Like, I had this, the heart song is coming online for some. There is so much happening every single day. Like, my mind gets blown 3 or 4 times a day. And I have spent the last 4 years intuitively aligning my entire life through the Akashic intuitive alignment and every aspect. And when I see something that doesn't quite fit the frequency, it's flowing that energy to it to figure out what it needs, what love it needs, what hug it needs. And hugs are healing that are universally guided. So thank you for stopping by for a pop of color. Thank you for come for color, stay for connection, receive a hug, and leave love and fully expanded. And now we have a line. We have a line of energy that I can flow my energy to you. And I'm sending you a big, huge, huge hug. So thank you for joining me in this Pop of Color podcast. Thank you for allowing me to hopefully expand and grow a line of community and connection. And I'm being told that healers need healers. So building a community right here where healers can come to receive, to give, to wrap themselves in a hug, because we healers need healers. And that is coming through so loud and clear. So thank you for being part of my hug and my community. And I will see you on the other side of this rainbow. Have a wonderful day, everybody.